Snapper is a marine fish with high economic value, often caught mainly in deep sea and coastal areas. To catch snapper, fishermen use many different methods, the most common of which are trawling, purse seine and fishing. With the trawling method, fishing boats will pull a large net through deep water where snapper gathers, helping to catch a large amount of fish in one catch. In addition, purse seine is also used to surround and catch snapper when they gather near the water surface. Snapper fishing is usually done with a fishing rod, using live bait or artificial bait to attract fish, especially during their spawning season. After being caught, snapper is carefully preserved to keep it fresh, ensuring quality for the consumer market. In addition to the main methods above, fishermen also use a number of other techniques to improve the efficiency of catching snapper. For example, some fishing vessels use sonar equipment to locate schools of red snapper underwater, reducing the time and effort spent searching. Red snapper fishing also varies seasonally, as the fish tend to migrate seasonally to find spawning grounds or to find more abundant food sources. Therefore, fishermen need to master the characteristics of red snapper and understand changes in their habitat to develop appropriate fishing strategies. In addition, the protection of red snapper resources is also being focused on. Authorities are encouraging the application of sustainable fishing measures, such as limiting the size of fish caught, prohibiting fishing during the spawning season, and applying marine conservation methods to maintain long-term fish resources. These efforts aim to ensure that red snapper will continue to survive and thrive in the future, while also supporting fishermen to maintain a stable income from fishing, in addition to complying with regulations on protecting fish resources. Fishermen are also encouraged to apply modern technology and fishing methods to improve efficiency and protect the environment. Equipment such as fish finders, GPS positioning systems and nets that do not harm the marine ecosystem are increasingly being used. This not only helps fishermen find schools of red snapper quickly but also minimizes the impact on other aquatic species and their habitats. Along with that, training programs for fishermen on sustainable fishing techniques and awareness of protecting marine resources are also being widely implemented. Fisheries organizations and agencies organize training courses and workshops to help fishermen better understand the importance of protecting marine fish resources. As well as how to apply fishing methods that are less harmful to the environment. Thanks to the combination of modern technology and awareness of resource protection, red snapper fishing is gradually becoming more efficient and sustainable, bringing long-term benefits to fishermen and communities. while protecting valuable aquatic resources for future generations. However, there are still many challenges to maintaining the sustainability of red snapper fishing. One of the major problems is overfishing. When the number of fish is caught more than the natural regeneration capacity of the species, this can lead to a rapid decline in red snapper populations, directly affecting the fisheries industry and the livelihoods of fishermen. In addition, environmental factors, such as marine pollution, climate change and impacts from unsustainable fishing activities are also increasingly causing negative impacts on the development of this fish species. To cope with these challenges, fisheries management and monitoring measures have been strengthened. The government and environmental protection organizations have implemented many policies, such as regulations on fishing seasons, establishing marine protection areas, and strictly controlling fishing equipment to prevent illegal fishing. Conservation programs and biological research on red snapper are also being promoted to have a clearer view of the reproductive and migratory characteristics of the species, thereby finding more effective protection solutions. Along with policies, cooperation between fishermen, environmental protection organizations and authorities is a decisive factor in building a sustainable red snapper fishery. When all parties work together, protecting red snapper resources will not only ensure the development of the fisheries industry but also help maintain marine biodiversity, contributing to the protection of the global marine ecosystem to effectively protect red snapper and the marine environment. The active participation of the fishing community is essential. Fishermen not only need to comply with state regulations but also be proactive in applying sustainable fishing methods, such as using nets with appropriate mesh sizes to avoid catching juvenile fish, or choosing appropriate fishing times to avoid affecting the fish spawning season. They also need to be proactive in participating in propaganda activities on marine resource protection and training courses on sustainable fishing techniques. In addition, developing community fishing models is also an effective direction. These models help fishermen work together, share information and cooperate in managing and protecting marine resources. Groups of fishermen can coordinate to inspect sea areas, detect illegal fishing activities, and even jointly come up with solutions to protect fishing areas. In this way, the fishing community not only protects fish resources but also creates a healthy, resilient and sustainable marine ecosystem. In addition to direct solutions from fishermen, Authorities also need to continue researching and developing more effective monitoring and management technologies, such as applying artificial intelligence and satellite data to monitor fishing activities and identify areas at risk of resource depletion. These technologies can help authorities make timely decisions to adjust fishing activities. Protect fish resources and maintain the balance of the marine ecosystem. In short, protecting red snapper and marine resources is not only the responsibility of fishermen, but also a shared task of the community and authorities. With the close combination of science, technology and cooperation of all stakeholders, the red snapper fishery can develop sustainably, bringing long-term benefits to fishermen, and protecting the marine ecosystem for future generations. In addition to the solutions mentioned, the development of responsible fishing practices and the protection of marine resources also requires improvements in fisheries policy and management. Policies on licensing and restricting fishing areas need to be flexibly adjusted, ensuring the protection of not only red snapper but also other aquatic species in the marine ecosystem. The establishment of marine reserves, where fishermen are not allowed to fish, helps protect important breeding grounds for red snapper and other fish species. This is an effective measure in maintaining marine biodiversity, helping red snapper and other aquatic species grow and develop better. In addition, encouraging the development of supporting industries for fishermen such as marine ecotourism, aquaculture, or processed products from marine fish also helps reduce pressure on traditional fishing. When fishermen have other sources of income, they will be less dependent on overfishing of red snapper, thereby minimizing the risk of resource depletion. Another important factor is to increase education and raise public awareness about the role of protecting marine resources. Propaganda campaigns. Educational programs on marine protection and sustainable seafood products can help consumers better understand the value of choosing products from sustainable fisheries. This not only contributes to the protection of red snapper, but also promotes the development of sustainable fisheries at the global level. Finally, for red snapper fishing to be sustainable, international coordination and cooperation in the management and protection of marine resources is needed. Red snapper is a migratory species and can be affected by fishing activities outside the territorial limits of a country. Therefore, countries with sea areas where red snapper lives need to cooperate to develop common regulations and protection measures, jointly monitor fishing activities and share information on the status of marine fish stocks. All of these solutions require the participation of all stakeholders. From fishermen to management agencies, environmental protection organizations, scientists and the consumer community. When everyone works together to protect marine resources, red snapper fishing will develop sustainably, bringing long-term benefits to fishermen, protecting the marine environment and contributing to maintaining the richness of the ocean ecosystem. An indispensable factor in maintaining the sustainability of the red snapper fishery is the application of scientific and research methods to the management of marine resources. Biological research, such as monitoring red snapper populations, studying their migration and spawning patterns, will provide important information for the authorities to make appropriate policies on fishing seasons and quotas. Moreover, such research also helps to detect potential threats to the development of the species, such as the impacts of climate change or changes in seawater quality. In addition to biological research, monitoring and data collection on fishing activities are also important. New technologies such as satellite-based vessel monitoring systems, VMS, underwater sensors and cameras, can help monitor fishing vessel activities, ensuring compliance with regulations on protecting aquatic resources. Collecting detailed data on fishing activities will help authorities quickly detect violations and take timely action. Another potential development direction is to build blue ocean economic models, where fishermen can participate in activities such as aquaculture or seaweed farming, which have less negative impacts on the marine environment. These models not only help reduce dependence on wild fishing but also contribute to creating environmentally friendly products, creating added value for the fisheries industry and contributing to marine protection. In addition, promoting marine ecotourism activities is also becoming an effective solution. Beautiful marine areas where red snapper live can be developed into ecotourism destinations, attracting visitors to visit, research and learn about aquatic species. Ecotourism not only provides income for fishermen, but also raises awareness of marine environmental protection, helping to reduce pressure on sustainable exploitation of marine resources. Another important factor in developing a sustainable red snapper fishery is the creation of international cooperation to protect fishery resources. Since red snapper is a migratory species and lives in large marine areas,